The question for today's episode is whether a narcissist can think and stay awake at night like us, experiencing insomnia, anxiety, and restlessness. The answer, without a doubt, is yes. Let's reiterate once again, people, narcissists are not all alike. There are many differences. We have overt narcissists, covert narcissists, expert narcissists, psychopathic narcissists, and various levels of narcissism. We cannot simply say someone is a narcissist and end it there. We need to assess and measure. So let's go back to our question. Can a narcissist, like Zaina, stay awake, tired, and unable to sleep at night? Absolutely, and to a much greater extent than your typical anxiety and insomnia. But in specific situations. Now let's quickly explore the first scenario, when a narcissist literally cannot sleep at night and feels extremely exhausted and suffocated. Focus with me, especially if placed in a fierce competition with three types of personalities: successful, psychologically balanced, and mysterious personalities. Let's clarify that narcissistic personalities generally do not enjoy competition. Why? Because they believe, who is this person trying to compete with me? It's like they have a view of themselves as grand, powerful, and immense. First and foremost, they see everyone around them as inferior, so there is no competition or comparison. Now they think this way because they believe they are significant, powerful, and massive. Therefore, there is no competition or comparison with anyone. They automatically assume this posture. Now, if they find themselves in a fierce competition with these three types of personalities, they need more explanation. Keep in mind that a narcissistic personality does not naturally seek competition. If they perceive someone as superior, balanced, or mysterious, they would typically avoid any confrontation. However, if they are placed in such a competitive environment, their inability to cope with the possibility of losing or not being the center of attention can lead to extreme anxiety and sleeplessness. So, the first scenario is about the narcissist feeling pressured and unable to sleep due to intense competition with these three personality types. In the next part, we will explore the second scenario, and quickly, let me remind you to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like the video. Super like, regular like, all are important. Peace be upon you in the mercy of Allah. So, let's say intense competition with successful people, because, again, he doesn't want to believe that there are successful people other than him in the world. This really bothers him a lot. The second thing is fierce competition with psychologically balanced individuals. If you remember that we mentioned he is a personality lacking psychological equilibrium, entering into intense competition with emotionally balanced individuals, he knows he will lose. Consequently, this greatly bothers and psychologically shatters him. The third thing is competition with mysterious personalities. Naturally, a narcissistic personality doesn't adhere to fair competition. To be clear, when he finds a rival who is mysterious, someone he doesn't know much about, he won't be able to exploit specific vulnerabilities to win. So this type of competition becomes a significant loss, something the narcissist cannot bear at all. Now these are the situations when a narcissist lies sleepless on the bed. You may find the narcissistic partner turning and tossing, and the spouse might say, "What's happening? I've never seen my partner like this before, restless and losing control." What happened, madam, is a narcissistic lying on the bed. The second scenario, if you are a person highly interested in narcissistic personalities, you talk to him and check on him. Naturally, he feels reassured because he can control the two most significant aspects of a person, their mind and heart. If you were interested in him and suddenly that interest dwindles, inching closer to zero, it creates a substantial impact. If you were caring for the narcissistic person and suddenly that care, little by little, reaches a point of indifference or zero concern, it sends a powerful message. It implies a significant shift in the dynamics, and the narcissist, who is accustomed to being the center of attention, will be deeply affected. I want to say literally that the narcissist can lose his mind due to this interaction. Why? Because in this moment he thinks in very strange ways. He wonders who has captured the attention of the person who used to care about him, and who has conspired against him with the person he used to care about. Because, as we mentioned, his way of thinking is entirely different. So if you were caring about him to a certain extent, and that care diminishes, it's considered a loss in the eyes of the narcissist, and he simply cannot accept loss, even if it's just £1. This is because he hasn't had a significant share of mental maturity. The third scenario is if rebellion occurs after obedience. What does that mean? It means that you weren't rebellious with the narcissist and suddenly you rebelled against him. Initially, you were an obedient personality to the narcissist, always under his control and obedient, not resisting him in anything. Suddenly, rebellion occurred, and this rebellion involves some courage and audacity. You are telling the narcissist, "Show me what you can do." In this situation, the narcissist literally feels defeated. The submissive personality that he controlled suddenly rebels, and this rebellion shows some strength and courage on your part. The narcissist wonders, "What entered your life that made you strong?" "I don't know, but it made you strong." So he starts thinking about these mental processes, and of course it bothers his sleep. It makes him restless, with eyes open, and he may not sleep for weeks or months. But you have to be careful. Next, let's focus on a common situation in our lives as human beings. When we encounter authoritative and verbally abusive individuals, we must be mentally prepared and verbally adept. If someone insults or says something unpleasant to you, you should have the mental readiness and verbal agility to respond swiftly. This is normal behavior in respectful and disrespectful people, but it becomes abnormal in narcissists. Why? Because for a narcissist, specific public humiliation is a tremendous blow to their personality. They do not accept humiliation at all, even if it's in their imagination, because they see themselves as the sultan, the king, the greatest. So if they are humiliated in front of people, it's a significant injury to their character. The second part is when they are humiliated in front of people, it's a big problem. Psychologically, seeing disdain and contempt in the eyes of others becomes a major issue. If someone tells you it's okay, that many people have a sharp tongue and insult others and they don't take it to heart, why don't you ignore it? But for the narcissistic personality, it's extremely distressing. It's among the very strong situations that can make the narcissist physically exhausted because their mind is constantly preoccupied only with things that bother them. Yet, they often wonder if it's reasonable. Yes, it is, but you on the other hand need to be careful. The last point I want to emphasize today is that the narcissistic person loves uniqueness and individuality in everything. We already know this, so what should we focus on? Be patient and you'll understand. He doesn't just want to be the first among the successful. No, he wants to be the first and last successful person. What does that mean? It means he doesn't want anyone else to be successful beside him. Some people might say, "My boss at work is a narcissist," or "My father is a narcissist, my mother is narcissistic," and wonder why they act this way. They don't like anyone else but themselves to be on the stage. They don't like anyone else to be even close to them. For them, it's not about being just the first. They want to be the only one standing on that stage. So if someone else who is successful is close to them, they might take their place. This constant fear and anxiety that someone else from the successful people around them might take their place causes tremendous psychological distress. So they always feel threatened and always worry that their place as number one might be taken by someone else. This source of worry is a tremendous burden. I hope I've been helpful in this episode. Stay tuned for many more episodes. Peace be upon you.